So today on 10-Minute IT Jams, we have BlackLine ANZ Regional Vice President Claudia Pirko. BlackLine is a cloud software provider specializing in the modernization of finance and accounting functions. Today, Claudia will be discussing the role of automation and AI in finance departments and how COVID-19 has affected this. So to start, Claudia, for an organization that hasn't worked with BlackLine before, what are your key products and offerings?
Sure. So BlackLine's been around since 2001, and we've in essence become the leading provider of cloud software that automates and controls the financial close. But in essence, we do this by managing three key areas of accounting. Number one, we help companies manage the financial close, and we do this by standardizing and reporting on every aspect of the close on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. Number two, we help companies automate the accounting processes associated with the close. And we do this by reducing the detail-heavy routine work that distracts from higher value work. So organizations can start shifting resources from getting the job done to telling a more complete story. And number three, we help companies ensure intercompany governance by unifying intercompany accounting for an end-to-end solution to a global platform. We do all of this through our cloud platform. That's available, to our customers and our users from anywhere.
Perfect. And how has the accounting function been impacted by COVID-19 for you? And how has BlackLine's technology supported it?
Yeah, so in many ways, finance and accounting teams, just like the rest of us, have been, impacted by the first months of 2020, right? I think everyone's world has kind of become quite frantic, but for the finance and accounting teams, they've kind of been at the heart of the response efforts in many ways for organizations, because not only are they having to, readjust and rethink their, strategies, but they're also having to do that while having to deal with their run-of-the-mill responsibilities like the month-end and quarterly end processes. But now they're doing all of this remotely. In many ways, what we talk about, the accounting and the close processes, a lot of that work for a lot of organizations has traditionally been done in the offices together as a team. Now that everyone's doing that remotely, it's created another layer of complexity for a lot of organizations in the market. Our solution to this is to really help organizations make the move to modern accounting by adopting what we refer to as the continuous accounting model and doing this in a virtual manner. So what does this look like? In essence, no different to what we've been doing for our 3,000 or so customers around the world, but obviously taking this more broadly. It basically allows organizations to take the accounting workloads that have historically been distributed and back-ended towards the end of the month, and actually spreading that out across the accounting period, doing that virtually so they can do it from anywhere, but doing that by enforcing and putting in place the necessary controls required to actually carry out that work.
Right, yeah. And how will new technologies such as robotic process automation and AI support and drive efficiencies in finance departments in the post-COVID-19 economy?
Yeah, so I mean, when people think about RPA and AI, they think about the future in many ways, but in many ways the future has arrived because RPA and artificial intelligence kind of the core to our platform and to what we do. But all they're really doing, and they don't need to be seen as a kind of scary concept that they're going to be the robots are taking over. All we're really doing is getting rid of some of that manual work that in many ways a lot of people don't really want to do, so we can introduce the necessary efficiencies into that process to allow people to actually do more. Finance and accounting teams are stretched as it is. Most of them are working very long hours. Now they're doing that, in a virtual manner as well. So also having the complications of family and everything else at the same time. We're just trying to make their lives easier by eliminating that grunt work with RPA and AI, so they can focus on the strategic and the analysis that's required to go along with that work.
Right, yeah. And if a partner or enterprise end user wanted to engage with BlackLine, what is the best way?
Yeah, so we already have what I would consider a pretty healthy ecosystem of partners in the Australian market. So we do work with, you know, some of the large accounting firms like Deloitte and EY, but also have a range of specialised partners as well that support, you know, both our large, small and mid-market customers. But we are always looking to expand and increase our coverage in the market. The best way to do that is probably go to our website, so blackline.com, you know, and get in contact. I run 3 offices in the ANZ market, so Sydney, Melbourne and Auckland, and we'd be happy to engage with anyone looking, you know, to join the ecosystem and see how, you know, they can help us, I guess, roll out these solutions more broadly.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for joining us. That concludes today's 10-minute IT Jam with BlackLine ANZ Regional Vice President Claudia Pirko. Thanks so much for joining us, Claudia.
No worries.